Good day. RK Figs here. Just bringing you a status update on the figs and how everything's going. I've been doing a lot of uppotting, trying out some new varieties. I got here Peter's Honey. I know it's a common variety that's out there, but I wanted to give it a try. This is Del Monte over here. It's like I believe from last year, so I haven't gotten anything out of it yet, but we do see a fig there. These are from the Peter's Honey. This is my Pintassilga, which I'm really looking forward to, although I hear the first year it drops its figs, and but once it gets going, so I don't really see any figs on it yet, so it may not be happening this year, but I hear this is a really early variety and a very delicious variety. So Pintassilga. And then we got Sawadi over there, which I've shown you before. Also first year, we got 3 figs. This one got a head start down in my grow tent, then came up to the greenhouse. And you know what? Unlike most of the other figs that had all kinds of discoloration in the leaves and got burnt and got weird shapes, this one didn't really give a damn. I see a little thing here. I'm not even sure if that's from it, but other than that, look at the leaves, look perfect. This is improved Celeste, another one that I'm trying out for the first year. I hear it's early. This is an LSU variety. This is part of the reason, the earliness is part of the reason why I decided to try it out. Oh, what do we got back there? Okay, I had to see the label. This is De La Senora. So this is another one that everybody seems to be talking about. I do believe I do see a bump there that does look like a fig, but I'm not too sure. So these are pretty much a bunch of new ones for me that I heard good things about, and I put them in a pot. This is Bortisot Blanca Negra, which I tried to root, and for some reason, you know, like they say black Madera is hard to root. I have absolutely no problems rooting black Madera, but this thing, I don't know, it gave me such a hard time rooting for some reason. So I put an air layer, and it's doing really well. Somebody already was asking for this from a long time ago, and so I will be able to get it to them very soon. This is Col de Dame Blanc, always a major winner. I just pulled an air layer off of this. I'll show you those air layers. Yellow long neck, which I'm really looking forward to. Giant delicious honey figs. All kinds of talks and arguments if it's the same as the Golden Riverside and Ben's Rainbow, and so many people saying that it is the same as that. I've seen some videos of people saying it's one of the best figs they've ever tasted. I have yet to try it. There is a breba here. I didn't know if this variety does do brebas or not, but I do have one, and it looks good. It doesn't look like it's going to fall off, so we'll see how that goes soon. Long Dude, all right, one of these trees that is considered a common variety, but definitely underrated, because this thing has extremely delicious figs. Really enjoyed the figs off of it last year. Okay, and they are decent size. It was sitting in a not very sunny area and didn't really like that very much. Although I do have some figs I'm gonna have to cut this thing down this year for sure because it's growing way too big. All right, this is one of my favorite trees. I've had it for quite a few years. Atriano. Like I've said before, it looks like there's about 4 different Atriano trees out there. And I had some other ones that I got rid of because this one here produces beautiful, delicious figs. It has a breba crop, and let me tell you, if you like honey figs, this is one heck of a delicious honey fig producing tree. All right, Pintassilga, the Portuguese variety that was supposed to be something else, and I had it for so long and didn't produce anything. And then last year when I cut away all the suckers from the base, you can see them there, it started popping out figs like crazy midway through the season, and I still got them to ripen early enough. So right now it's end of June and we have a bunch of figs on this tree. So if they ripen in the short period of time that it took them to ripen last year, we're definitely getting some early figs. So this is one to watch, okay? And it actually put out a breba too, so bonus. Okay, I got a couple of the suckers that came out of the base. I put them in a pot and we got some trees. I'll show you those a little bit later on. All right, Lebanese Becca Valley. So this is Lebanese Becca Valley over here. Everybody talks about this. It's delicious, it's amazing, it's good. I believe this is kind of like a Mount Etna type, even though Mount Etna is definitely not in Lebanon. But I'm saying just the type of fig that it is. So we'll see. Got a little bit of some weird blotching going on. I don't know exactly. Well, these are definitely sunburn there. They could just all be sunburn. All right. What do we got here? This is Hollier. Hollier, definitely a great producer. Puts on a lot of figs. Delicious honey figs, the LSU variety. Hardy Chicago, needs no introduction, everybody knows that. This is O'Rourke. We had one last year, so really looking forward to them. It's a fresh, clean, refreshing kind of fig. Not very intense. And we got Maltese Falcon. This is an interesting one. Pingo. This is Pingo de Mel Preto. So Pingo de Mel is usually like a green honey fig, and this is, looks like it's a honey fig, but it's black. So that's interesting, a black honey fig. There aren't too many of those around. This is Lebanese Biscanta Purple here. Lebanese Biscanta Purple does not disappoint. Every year it puts on quite a bit of figs. It and Cypress are very close. Not the same, but very close. Each one has a little bit of a unique taste. And the funny thing is with this, is it used to be purple when I first got it. Now it kind of makes like a brown fig. So maybe it's my fertilizer, maybe it's my environment, I'm not sure. Sucrete, this is a delicious fig. When I got this like 3-4 years ago, I was told it puts on tons of breba. Every year I would get maybe one breba. So I don't know if that was a good description or is it my environment, but this year I got 1, 2, 3 brebas. And the brebas are definitely really good on this tree. Everybody always talks about Desert King has the most amazing brebas, and it's true, they're great, but somehow I don't see, maybe my Desert King needs a bigger pot or to be put in the ground, but I don't see as much breba on a Desert King as I'd like to. Okay, what do we got here? This is the cypress that I was telling you about, and it does not disappoint. These are delicious honey figs. You know, I hate to say it, but I'm gonna say that maybe I like the cypress figs a little bit, just a touch better than the Lebanese Biscanta figs. Although they're very close, very close. LSU Champagne. I gave one of these to a friend of mine. He thought he had really good honey figs, and after I gave him this, he doesn't stop thanking me because of how much figs it puts on and how amazing they are. If you like honey figs, this is definitely a good variety for you. Ronde de Bordeaux, Sky early producer, known for his early production and delicious Bordeaux berry figs. You like Bordeaux berry figs, Ronde de Bordeaux. This is Verte, Adriatic type, very delicious figs. I love this variety. You can see a bunch of videos I have tasting this variety, and can't get enough. Malta Black, another hardy or Mount Etna type. Some people say that this is the premium of the Mount Etna types. They say it has like a hint of dark cherry in it. I have tasted it, but sometimes you also taste some amazing flavors in the Hardy Chicago and the MBVS and some of the other ones too. So I don't want to say it's better, but it definitely is a good fig. Niagara Black, another one similar to Long Deut, not as big, although the size is fantastic. We do have a breba here. I don't know if you can see that. I don't think the sun is in such great conditions for recording, but hey. All right, Negroni and Violet de Bordeaux. Okay, I would call these figs either sisters or very close relatives. That Bordeaux berry flavor. I would say these guys, Negroni and Violet de Bordeaux, maybe they're, I would say that their Bordeaux berry flavor does beat Ronde de Bordeaux just by like a half a point, okay? But those other ones give you earlier figs, but hey, these ones give you breba, and you can see some of the breba here. I did have some fall off because of our mood swinging weather, but there are breba there. Okay, Ronde de Bordeaux, Violet de Bordeaux and Negroni, two cousins. This is my black Madera. It doesn't look like it's going to put out too much this year because I did take quite a bit of wood off of it last year. It was growing like crazy. I do see one there. It is growing now because our weather finally, although the nights are still not so great, but we'll probably get at least one or two this year. All right, we got here my Smith. Smith wasn't doing very well this year because it was kind of buried, and Smith really needs a lot of sun. If it doesn't get the sun that it needs, the leaves turn yellow and everything starts falling off, including the figs. So that's that. This is Ficazana here. This thing is hardy as crazy. It was outside till December last year, and although it did take a while to wake up this year, it's up and producing like crazy. This is Sultane. I believe Sultane is another Mount Etna type, but it's supposed to be a really good Mount Etna type. We got figs on it. We'll try it this year. No breba. Here is my little hospital. Okay, everything in the cart there just got up potted or got air layered, and this one here, my MBVS, has like something on it. I've had this before. It happens to some figs, but more so to the Mount Etna types. You see these little kind of white, looks like little salt flakes on them. Okay, you can kind of see that. Move it with your hand. Some people have said this is like latex leaking from the fig, but I think it's probably I know there's some sort of an insect, and he is probably chewing the fig, and it's causing that leak to happen. Okay, unless it's something else. But anyways, I've had it before. A good spraying of neem oil, and then again in 7 to 10 days takes care of it completely. Okay, and you won't see it anymore, and you'll actually see the tree gets a lot healthier and starts growing like crazy and putting out figs like crazy. So catch it early, guys. If you have something like this, look at your tree. You see little white salt crystals on your figs, you know, go to town, get some neem oil, and treat your tree. And then you have to take it out of the sun, because the sun will kind of burn it. It's like you going to the beach and putting on sunscreen. Okay, so what do we got here? We got some air layers that I just took off. This is a Col de Dent Blanc air layer, and I got a Hardy Chicago air layer, and I got some yellow long neck, and I got a Pintassilga somewhere over there. So those are the air layers. And let's see here, what do we got? These are some other figs that I'm just not ready to up pot right now. Okay, here we got our Blanche de Saison. 2 breba figs are on it. They're not quite ripe yet, although they don't look great. But definitely, I don't know, maybe they kind of ripen before their time. I'm not sure, but I have a feeling they're not going to be great, but they need another maybe 5-6 days anyways. Okay, let's walk over to the other side and see what's going on. Okay, here we got our I-258, and my I-258, I'm actually thinking to put it in this ground bag and throw it there in this spot that I usually put my Italian honey in. But I'm kind of hesitant because it's doing really well in the pot, and the square pots have always been so good to the figs. But I know it can do even a lot better in the ground. I just don't want to disturb it. So, you know, when you up pot, you kind of disturb the roots and stuff, and your tree could go into shock. And especially if after the up potting it's exposed to sun. I usually like to keep them in the shade for 24 hours, and that area there is full sun, which I know it's going to enjoy, but I don't know. So yeah, that's my I-258 that may go in the ground in a ground bag. And this is my Sal's EL. Okay, my Sal's EL could be experiencing this this situation. The salt, yeah, it definitely is. So I'm gonna have to take that and give it a good neem oil spraying, even though it does have tons of figs on it. But still, I'll give that a good spraying. It'll do even better. All right. Here I had some roses, guys, and if anybody out there is a little bit experienced with roses or can help me out, I'd really appreciate it if you could just leave a comment down below. They were here last year. They're supposed to be hardy to zone 3, and I guess rabbits came during the winter and ate all the bark. And there was a little bit of green left in the early spring. And, you know, I watered and whatever, and it just kept getting darker and darker, and they eventually all died. I don't know if there's something in the ground. I think they're already dead. I did remove 2 from the ground and put them in this pail here. And then this one, the roots are so deep, I didn't bring it up. So I'm not sure if there's something under the ground eating the roots, or I know I got a lot of fill bugs around. I'm not sure. I think they're called roly-polies as well. I'm not sure if those are doing harm. They're not really supposed to, but anybody has any suggestions for me, let me know, please. This is my Italian honey that that died down to that trunk. If you could see the trunk there, and then it started sprouting from the trunk and even from the ground. I've been removing all the suckers from the ground, hoping to give it back some height and then try again next year. As you may know, my circuit popped and the heater was off, so it was without a heater all summer long. Okay, so that's that. This is my LSU Tiger, which is now permanently in the ground here, which we're going to try to winterize it as well. And these 2 are in ground bags here. This is my Vern's Brown Turkey, and this is the Italian honey that I usually have in the garden back there. I don't think it likes this spot too much because it's not a very sunny spot. Okay, and it's not a very sunny spot. It does get some sun in the morning and some in the afternoon, but it's not majorly sunny. I got these baskets here, so I got some flowers going on, and some hanging strawberries are happening. Okay, so it kind of gives a good look. I was supposed to have some roses there climbing over, but you know how that happened. So anyways, if anybody has any tips for me on the roses, please leave me a comment. Thanks. We'll see you next time.